Here's our work in progress, our new, well, continue on of our fish room. So we started out with this system. That my husband built, and this system, single tubs on the rack, they're not all connected. So these are, like, there's a lot of tanks here that don't have anything in them, and only a couple fancy guppy projects left. I'm going to retire some and add them to the pond for new blood. We got our red laces. I want to expand. I want to buy some more strains and different types of fish. And this is an ever-growing business. Ever-growing. I've had a bit of an issue with this system here recently. We changed out the water system for changing the water, and it all pumps from the sump with the fish in it. I've got to take them all out and put them in the pond. Because all the babies get sucked up through the pipes and put into the fancy strains, and then it muddies it. That one's a pretty cool one. That one right there, that looks cool. These are like anything that lands in here, which are any babies that get sucked up from the other tubs, the fancy tubs. They become mixed breeds, hybrids. I may have to retire some strains because I don't know how muddied those strains have become. This one's pretty good. It's still producing what I originally bought, which are the blue metal snake skins. I've got a bunch of babies in these fry tubs, some that I have no idea what they are, so I'm going to have to get them out, photograph them and try to figure out what they are. So I forgot to label. I don't know why. And then I've had some bloody endlers get sucked up in here too, which has ruined my breeding projects. Because some of these, like the purple lace dark fry, that's a new project that I started. I did see an endler in there. Ugh. The purple metal fry, they are new, and as you can see there's an endler in there. That thing right there with the pretty colours is not supposed to be in there. That's a ruined project. The blonde fry, they're a blonde endler. I don't know how many are in there, but there might be a few. Then purple lace is a new project too. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to go through and pull them all out and figure out if the projects have been destroyed and have to be redone. This is a bunch of mixed babies that I pulled out of all the other tanks ages ago. They're ready to come out. They're all like endless. They're all endless. They're ready to come out, go into the pond. I got babies in here that shouldn't be in here. This should be just males. Just males. They're all at the back. They're my red-tailed topaz males. I gotta pull that red one out and put it over into the other one. But these are supposed to be sky blue topaz tail albinos. These are red grass males. One lonesome baby or whatever it is. And these are supposed to be red dragons, but they when I purchased the first pair, the females were actually mosaics. The male was a blue dragon, and this is what I get. Muddied crap, and no one wants to buy them. So and then we've got what's supposed to be blue dragons, are blue mosaic females, and they do not breed really well. They do not produce what I want. What a waste. A waste of money. And then there's the red metal snake skins are starting to produce. That's where all my paddleless boys come from. So I'm going to retire this group. I'm retiring these. I'm going to retire probably these ones. Anything that's not popular. These ones. The females are beautiful though. I'm not sure over the red grass. I actually purchased pink grass, and the picture was of a pink albino grass, not what I actually bought, and I received a red grass trio instead, which is about $10 cheaper than what I paid. I will retire these guys as well. They're starting to get deformities, and yeah, so yes, got a lot of crap fish at the moment. A lot of projects that I should have probably got new blood for to put into the strains, but never got around to that. And I just don't know, I'll just put them in the pond and give them new blood and make some more pretty stuff, and then just purchase some new ones and restart the breeding projects. Everything that I thought that I could probably create a new strain has fallen through on a couple trials. I've not yet created something like what I've been trying to get. So yeah, sometimes that happens, and there's nothing you can do about it except for throw them in the pond or sell them. or give them to the turtle, and then purchase some new stuff and go again. But this is the rest of the fish room. So we're in the making at the moment. We've got all the racks. We've just got to get all the tubs and all the fish that we want. So I've got quarantine up the top. Gonna have placos on the second shelf. Killi grow outs. These are like projects that haven't really produced what I want. But these are the blonde endlers. Females are gold. These are supposed to be metal purple lace. I'm still trying to wait for babies to grow so I can see what they turn into. That one may be promising down the bottom there. I'm not sure. Time will tell. This has my ghost topaz albinos. They're very clear white, very white. You can see their insides, if you can see in there, compared to the normal ones. These are very white. The other ones are yellow. These are albinos as well. So this is a new project. Cherry shrimp collection. So all the breeders up the top, and then they'll get sourced into these bigger grow out tubs, and then once we've got the numbers up, we'll start selling them. So we've got a decent selection at the moment. These are Blue Dream cherry shrimp. We're having dinner. And then we've got blue diamonds. They're darker, more solid. They got a solid blue on their torso. We've got a few in there now. My lighting's terrible and you probably can't even see anything. Lighting is terrible. These tanks need cleaning. These are red cherries. These aren't the best looking ones. We put all the best looking ones up in the breeders. That's a huge one. Oh, down the bottom there. Look at them. Eating. What else? Very tight space, which is black. I don't think we got blacks. These are mixed cherry shrimps, all the low grades. These tanks need to be cleaned. They need to be cleaned. So that's how big that rack is, and in such a tiny squeezy space. So hopefully come summer we may have some cherry shrimp available. Alright, this is my killifish incubator. Well, it's pretty much where I keep my eggs for months until they're ready to hatch. So I need to check they're ready next month. '8th to the 22nd of July. I got a few bags. That's September. This is next year. This is October. This one's got no air. It's very dry. I'm going to spray that one and put some new air in it and hope that there's eggs in there still viable. These ones that take 8 months to hatch can dry out. Like this one's a bit dry, but there's still some condensation. January, February, March, June, July. Oh, that's due. I'm going to keep that one out. Got to hatch that one today. It's a couple days overdue. That's got no air in it. Not a lot of air. And that's also due. So I'm going to have... This one's from the big girl, so I'll probably have a couple hundred eggs in that. October. These were recently collected, so they are due next month. So, lucky I checked, because I have a couple overdue babies. I will set up, in this video, I will set up my hatch tubs for them, so you can see them, how I do it. And then I will take another video in a couple of days, probably tomorrow, and we will check the fry tubs to see if we got any babies. I ran out of battery, but I couldn't film how I set up this tub, so I'll explain it. What I did was I made myself a hard pipe, air pipe with a bit of plastic straw, so it sits in there and it doesn't fall out. Then I filled that much of the tub with rainwater. After I put the moss into the bottom and even it out, and these guys take 24 hours to hatch, up to 2 weeks, and I have so many babies. There's so many of them. I was expecting, and they're so tiny. They are so very tiny. I don't know if you can see them. These are annual killifish. They take a good 12 weeks to hatch. These guys are so tiny, like you can just see them under the surface. There's going to be heaps on the bottom, and I'm expecting that there's around 200 odd babies, because I put 2 big bags, and I had 1 bag from my biggest female, so I was expecting that she would have laid so many. There's one right in the middle. Oh, there we go. That's how tiny they are, and I have not zoomed in. I've just put some banana worm in for their first feed. Now the hard part is to getting them to adult. Getting as many as I can to adult. There's heaps down the back. I can zoom in. Try to get the one down the back for you. Well, there's heaps down there. Chasing all the banana worms. These are Red Notho Guentheris. I've shown many videos of the red and yellow killifish. I've got three different types of killifish eggs at the moment. Some are due next month, others are due at the end of the year. One of my killifish type take 8 months. 8 months to hatch. And they're very rare because not a lot of people have them. There's heaps on the top there, in the corner, left corner. This is good results. I'm glad I went with a bigger container to hatch them all in. And then over the next couple of weeks, I'll put another container of rainwater in there until I've got a full tank, and then that will be their grow out tank. And then when they grow out that tank, I will put them into one of these bigger ones for grow out for the rest of their time until they sell. So I got so many, and I feed them banana worm because it's half the size of the other one. It's good for little tiny babies. And today I'll put a little bit of moss in there for them. Maybe some guppy weed. And in a day or two, the microorganisms will start hatching, and that will give them extra food as well. So, and then I just leave them in there with the moss in the bottom over a 2-week period, because eggs will hatch from the time you put them in to up to 2 weeks. A lot of people will take the moss out, take all the babies out, and then re-dry the moss, and then do the process all over again in 2 weeks time. And that's to simulate a wet season, because when the big rains come, a smaller rain will come, the first lot will hatch, then it dries up, and then the rest of them hatch and when the bigger rain storms come. But I have found that putting them in for the first week, the whole lot, and then sizing the babies, taking the babies out once they get a little bit bigger than newborn, and put them in another tub. I have babies hatching throughout the time from now to 2 weeks, so I just leave the whole lot in there for 2 weeks, and then if they're all roughly the same size, I'll stay in this tub until they're big enough for the bigger tub. I'm going to grab some duckweed from here. Gives babies cover. You only need a handful, it grows so fast. Like so. Gentle, because they're all on the top. I don't want to disturb them. I might grab another handful. And that's their tank done. And they'll be happier little fish. A little more down the bottom there. Work in progress, but we're getting there. I'm going to make some more sails, and then we can continue finishing off the rest of the racks. We've got 3 racks to complete, and then we get to buy some more fish and fill them up. That's going to be pretty exciting, and I will share all the unboxings with you as I get them in. It's going to be so much fun. Lots of work, but I'm going to have something new to do and play with. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry I don't have the tripod. Maybe next time when I sort through all the tanks and retire some of the lines and stuff, I'll get the tripod out and you can just watch me on a fast forward, because it's going to take many hours, probably the entire day to do. So I'm going to retire a lot of the strains and put them in the pond, free up all these tanks and get ready for new strains to come in. I would like to get some more colour, like pink and yellow and green and red. I just think if I've got a rainbow, then it should cover everyone's taste and what they like, but not focus solely on guppies. But I'm going to focus more on the killifish. They are my love. I love them. The male likes to sit up the back there, up the top. They're my leopard frogs, L134s. Spent $400 each on them, and they don't even breed yet. I got them last year Easter. Okay, I'm going to leave it as it is now. Hope you enjoyed this one. It has been a while. I do apologize. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. And hit the black notification bell if you'd like to see more. Thank you so very much for joining me in tonight's video, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Bye for now.